A person once stood up for the supremacy of AllRounders Den by saying impact rule in IPL is dumb because it diminishes the role of AllRounders Den. So today I feel proper AR because the person I am going to introduce you is a proper all-rounder. He is an Islamabad United fan, so it is a big W. Of course, three-time champions. He has featured on ProSports. He has featured on CDC. He has featured on GRC, and more so, he is a champion of not only Tenable. He is not only the champion of current test draft. He is the current champion of MI language. You might well be guessing by now that who I am introducing you, the major new brand signing of our understand that is Talha. Talha, all the way from Hungary. Talha, congrats on joining. How are you feeling about it?
Thank you, Aman Bhai, for the great introduction, and I'm really excited. And I've been part unofficially of ARD since the PSL draft, and it's been a lot of fun. So I thought, let's just make it official now. Convert the loan signing
Jai,
into
like
permanent signing.
great way to put it out, and of course that is the major perk of having the articulator like Tala. Okay, Tala, let's get nostalgic a bit. So, if you jog back to your memory, so what was your first memory of watching cricket? Like, which memory immediately comes back to your mind that you watched that match and you became a fan of cricket? So, and any two or three favorite characters growing up in your early childhood?
So basically, the two people that introduced me to cricket were my great grandfather and my father. And my first memory of cricket, it's a bit foggy, but I remember it pretty clearly. Um, my great grandfather was watching a match on TV. He was back in our village in Pakistan, and I remember him asking like what this game is and who is playing, and he told me that Shahid Afridi is batting. And बाद में मैंने जब थोड़ा याद किया कि वो कौन सा मैच हो सकता था किस साल में था. And I remember that he hit a lot of boundaries in that innings. And I figured out that the first match I actually watched was his 45 ball 100 versus India. So उसके बाद जब भी मैंने क्रिकेट उस वक्त देखी है in the late 2000s, मतलब in the first decade, it was just to watch Shahid Afridi. And another match that I remember very clearly is the second ODI in the series versus India in 2007, because he came towards the
Yeah,
end of the chase and finished the match. So basically, my first few memories of cricket are associated with Afridi, culminating with, of course, the 2009 World Cup.
yeah. And any coincidence that Shahid Afridi, a proper champion all-rounder, was your first introduction? So it is all. This episode is all going about all-rounders. Okay, moving forward, Tala, let's discuss you as a cricketer. Of course, we all have at some point, be it professional or even in street cricket, because gully cricket is as famous as Pakistan in any other cricket. So what role you would like to take in your playing days, even now, if you play? So let our audience know how would you rate yourself as a bowler, as a batter, as a fielder. So yeah, go on, Tala.
गली लेवल से तो आगे मैं गया नहीं हूँ कभी. और ये भी मसला है कि इधर यूरोप में इतने मतलब खेलने वाले लोग ही नहीं मिलते. तो पाकिस्तान जब भी जाऊँ तब भी खेलता हूँ और लेग स्पिनर हूँ. बट बैटिंग में इतना अच्छा नहीं हूँ. आई कैन जस्ट लाइक ट्राई टू हिट सम स्कूप्स, रिवर्स स्वीप्स, मतलब एजेस जिस तरह भी रन बन जाए. But as a leg spinner, I try to like copy Shadab Khan's action and probably bowl more googlies than leg breaks.
That is a fun part to know. Okay, perfect. Okay, Tala, that was really fun to know on a casual note. तला आपके कुछ पास्ट प्लेटफॉर्म पे डिस्कस करते हैं. Predominantly, I wanna cover strategic timeout podcast on CDC. So how was it working with a nerd and opinionated person like Assad bhai? So how was your experience over there?
Yeah, it was great, and Assad really like knows how to like drive a conversation forward in a podcast. He always has like more thoughts waiting to come out, so it's really fun. And our very first episode was interviewing Rehan, like obviously Islamabad's
Yeah,
legendary manager. So it was really, I think that's in my short career. I wouldn't even call it a career yet, but in my
yeah,
short time involved with cricket, like that's been the pinnacle really, and it's
yeah,
hard to top, and it was really great experience. And you mentioned other platforms. I started like writing casually, uh, predominantly for GRC. I would just send them whatever I wrote, and they
yeah,
published it. And I wrote for ProSports recently an article about Shan Masood, which
yeah,
aged pretty badly, or actually
yeah.
aged pretty well, I think. Honestly, क्योंकि मैंने ये लिखा था कि
हाँ,
it's make or break,
multiverse,
and probably
हाँ,
he's
बिल्कुल,
about to get sacked now. So
या बिल्कुल ऐसे ही, बिल्कुल ऐसे। सो तला आपने सेगवे कर दिया हुआ है, सो काइंड ऑफ यू राइटिंग पे ही मैं आना चाह रहा था। सो ऑफ कोर्स कुछ पीपल होते हैं जिन्हें हम पढ़ रहे होते हैं, जिनसे हम कुछ क्लूज दे रहे थे, ऑफ कोर्स अपनी कुछ स्किल्स भी होती हैं, अपनी वोकैब भी होती है, बट what was the moment that you really felt that you are made for this really, even though you might still feel that you are in beginner stage or intermediate stage? So what was that moment on when you really felt that you are made for this job, and who do you normally take inspiration from? Of course cricketing vice president.
I mean, obviously, for someone from our generation who are just starting out, I think the obvious inspiration would be Usman Samiuddin.
Yeah,
And
goat man, goat.
and I would add in the podcasting genre, obviously Amir Nakvi as well. But
Yeah,
Fast is really like the
yeah,
peak of cricket podcasting for me. Or
no doubt.
in terms of writing, um, honestly, it was after I started being active on cricket Twitter. Like I started interacting with people more, and I saw people writing for grassroots and other platforms like as freelancers. तो मैंने सोचा I should try to, because it kind of came naturally to me. मैंने एक आर्टिकल लिखना शुरू किया about बाबर. It was my first article, a positive one. I just started writing about him, and it came naturally. Like it was really fun, and it didn't feel hard. It didn't feel like a job. It felt like something that I would do like any day of the week. So it kind of like went on from there. Okay, Pella article likha, it got a lot of like uh, attention on Twitter for like an article by a random person. It got a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
attention, I think. And then I started like writing more on different topics.
All right, perfect, perfect. Okay, to expand on your writing further, because myself, we have Ahmad from 30 Yard Circle. And of course, there would be a audience on our channel as well, which would be interested to know kind of insights. So, expanding on it, my question being like, uh, we have heard from you that you mostly go about your article writing in kind of one go. So, what is that case about? Like, does it comes instinctively that few vocabs come to your mind, few ideas come to your mind, and then you start writing? That is first part. And we really observe the art of storytelling in your articles. I really love about your writing. So, again, does it come naturally to you, or is it the skill that you have developed over the time? So, Tala, these two questions.
In terms of like inspiration ideas, randomly आती रहती हैं whenever like I'm watching or thinking about cricket, and I just कोई एक मतलब random idea आए, just 2 3 words, and I write it down for later. And then I look at my notes, and I just like build an article from that. मतलब ये नहीं कि I just start writing about something randomly. It comes in like phases, kind of. Okay, I think about an idea, and then when I have time, I sit down and I like develop it from there. Or like vocabulary and everything, I just don't overthink it. I think honestly, like nobody should be overthinking about that. Okay, how do I come up with a like a new word, or like अगला sentence किस तरह होना चाहिए? Like you just go with the flow.
All right, cool. Simple enough. Okay, Tala, because you are such a good writer, and you don't become a writer, that is just my own belief, if you don't read enough. So, supports wise, अगर ticket wise बात करें, what would be your top 3 to 4 books which you have read? Uh, it could be about sports, but I would like cricket हवाले आप अपने 3 to 4 favorite books mention करें या it could be even an article.
Obviously, the first mention has to be The Unquiet Ones by Usman Samiuddin. I think that's really like what started my like journey in cricket reading and writing.
Yeah.
In addition to that, there is a great book called White on Green. It's related to more like the obscure parts of Pakistan cricket, not like the kind of thing that's mentioned in like cricket articles and so on. And honestly, just like as a starting point, I would just recommend those two. And there's also a new book about women's cricket by, I think the author is Ayush Badoni, I think, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Unveiling Jazba.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Ayush
so those
Putran,
three
yeah,
those three really,
yeah,
Ayush Putran, yes. So those three are really like the pinnacle for me.
yeah. Wonderful, wonderful recommendations. Okay, Tala. Now let's brief our audience what to expect from you on AllRounders Den, since you have formally become our member. So you would be audience. You would be seeing a few pictures in the edited version. You would be seeing. So Tala would be formally kicking off a show called The Oversights. So Tala, just expand on this idea and feature you yourself has suggested about on this day. So what to expect from Tala? We all have heard you, watched to you, and even more so, more people are fan of your writing. On term of being YouTube, what to expect more from you on around this time?
All right, so the idea with oversights is like almost a daily 10-minute show that covers the things you might have missed in cricket. So you're always caught up, like the kind of the oversights kind of के um, वो news वगैरह या the small nuggets that don't really catch your attention, and just to get you caught up with everything. And that's why it's also a short show, so that it doesn't take too much of your time, and you can still be caught up with the bigger picture stuff, while also knowing the thing that slips under the radar, which are also important.
Yeah. Oh, all right. And yeah, second feature in like you can say midterm future, Talab would be taking on that project as well. It would be covering famous matches like Crick Info does version of feature that is called on this day. So we would be recalling some famous matches, be it Pakistan, be it any world cricket phenomena. So Talab would be taking on that part as well. So that was a short, casual video. Hope viewers you have liked the video first of all, and more importantly, you all must be. I really feel you all must be pumped up by signing off Tala. So Tala, any parting thoughts, any message to ARD community or fans in general?
Yeah, I'm really excited to like start this new journey kind of with the oversights, because it adds something new to what was already there. And parting thoughts, yeah, okay, let's just hope it doesn't become like a chronicle of the downfall of Pakistan cricket, and that we can actually like talk about some positive things in the future. And um, One last thing I'd like to add, I forgot to recommend another book, which is really underrated in my opinion. It's
Sure, sure, sure.
Pundits from Pakistan. It's by Rahul Bhattacharya, and
Okay.
it's an account of India's tour to Pakistan in 2004. And the reason I recommend it, it's because it makes you understand, like, kind of, um, without going into like the scholarly type of books.
Yeah.
It makes you understand cricket as like a cultural institution, and why it resonates so much with us as Pakistanis and with Indians.
All right, perfect. So that is all for now, viewers. And moving forward, of course, Tala would be a regular face on this particular platform. Please go on to his Twitter handle. I did forget to like kind of give a shout out to his Twitter because he's a pretty much celebrity there. He is having party and whatnot, but all on positive note. And one last note from my side, I because we have. 14th Feb 2024, if I'm not mistaken, was the first show we have done together. We all have heard about his writing skills and whatnot, his opinion. Uh, but I have always loved his work ethics because these are as much as important to myself as anything. And of course, he is a very passionate guy and always wants the best for the sports and, of course, best for the Pakistan cricket. So, on that note, we was Jitran Salamat and Allah.